he was convicted of the November 1992 murder of his wife, Sarah Tokars. She was 39 years old, and he had hired, actually he had asked his business partner, who then hired the shooter, a man named Curtis Rower. The business partner was Eddie Lawrence, to get this done. Fred Tokars was nowhere around when she was shot. She was shot in front of her 6- and 4-year-old sons in their car. And the older son, took the younger one, and they ran across a field and went and got help. And everything unfolded from there. Fred Tokars was arrested sometime later. Eddie Lawrence arrested after Curtis Rower, but they all were prosecuted. And in 1997, Fred Tokars went to trial. They were seeking death against him, the state was. And I remember the verdict coming in. It was a conviction, and then it was a life sentence he got because the jury was deadlocked on the sentence. They voted 10-2 for death, and in Georgia, you have to be unanimous. So that's when he breathed a real sigh of relief. He was already serving life without parole for a federal racketeering conviction from 3 years earlier. So he was a magistrate, a lawyer, like a traffic court judge. I mean, a pretty big figure in the legal community where you're from now. But this case was not tried there. It was moved to northern Georgia. It was outside of Chattanooga, Tennessee. I remember going to Chattanooga on weekends. It was in Walker County, Lafayette, Georgia. That's where the trial was held.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, Bill Torpy, who wrote this article. Bill, thank you for being with us. Let me ask you, how did Tokars go now from being a prisoner to an informant?
Well, his version is that he was in prison and federal prison after the convictions, and that he was approached by a prisoner, in fact, actually 2 different times, by prisoners who wanted his legal help. They knew that he was a lawyer, and that they were trying to get appeals for their other cases that they had been convicted of, and so they talked to him, and now he claims that that he just did that out of out of a little bit of fear, that he was worried that they may harm him if he didn't help them, and while he was working with them, he was able to get them to get confessions about murders that they had committed that they had not been convicted of, but there is no lawyer-client privilege with a disbarred, disgraced lawyer who's in jail for murder.